Good morning, Zach. It's Wednesday. Happy Independence Day! I just got back from seeing fireworks. Yay. Now, in your last video, you said, in this country, freedom is more about not challenging the norm than it is about following the ideals of the founding political system. On that note, I'd like to point out that we as humans are naturally inclined toward conformity. It is how we survive in a world where sticking out makes you an easy target. It is how we form relationships with one another, and we manage to keep ourselves out of trouble. And I also find it interesting that your example of the Occupy movement was exactly that, a movement, a group of people not necessarily being content with the status quo, but indeed functioning as a single being to which each individual contributed partially because they found a place to be conformist with which way they were content. And I also find this example interesting because when a large enough group of people is doing something, to them it feels like the norm. To them, it does not feel as though they are challenging a normal system. It feels as though they are the normal system fighting back. And because it was such a large movement, I don't feel justified saying anything regarding the arrests either way. Maybe they were evidence of a vaguely totalitarian system at work, or maybe the protesters were just being violent dicks. I don't know, and I'm not particularly interested enough to research it. What I do know is that while maybe not all of us are exactly in situations to get our voices heard on a large scale, and while maybe not all of us have what it takes to fight the system, it is that for most of us, the political system doesn't affect our day-to-day lives. In a capitalist economic system, I can work, consume, and keep myself entertained all largely without the government interfering. And while I wouldn't be able to marry the person of my choosing in every state, the government wouldn't stop us from being together. And if I wanted to smoke marijuana or some such, I could easily find ways to get around the legal system in place. To me, freedom in this sense is more important than necessarily having political freedom. Because even if my vote doesn't matter, it just doesn't need to. With that, I'll see you on Friday.